Welcome to the Explainer. You know, if you're feeling totally overwhelmed by complex health issues, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the Siri Jeevan lifestyle. We're going to break down its core ideas into a really clear, actionable guide that you can actually start using.
So, does this feel familiar? Trying to juggle a bunch of health issues at the same time? It can feel, well, impossible, right? You're caught in this endless cycle of different doctors, different treatments, conflicting advice. And honestly, it's just exhausting.
But here's a thought. What if the answer isn't just more stuff, more pills, more treatments? What if the real secret is to completely change our approach, to stop just chasing symptoms and instead go after the very foundation of our health? Now, that is a powerful idea, and that's exactly what we're going to dig into. All right, let's get into the philosophy behind all this. It all stems from the work of Dr. Khader Valli, who you might know as the Millet Man of India. His whole message is surprisingly simple. It's about getting back to basics and restoring our health by working with nature, not against it.
Okay, so here's the absolute core idea. So many different chronic conditions. I mean, everything from diabetes to skin problems, they often come from the same few underlying issues. We're talking about things like poor gut health, a high toxic load in the body, chronic inflammation, and a messed up metabolism. So think about it. Instead of fighting all these separate battles, this approach says, let's just target the common root cause.
And this quote, this really says it all, doesn't it? True wellness comes from addressing the root of disease, not just the symptoms. The goal here isn't to just slap a Band-Aid on a problem or silence a symptom with a pill. No, it's about healing the body from the ground up, creating a solid foundation for health that can actually last. Okay, so what tools are we actually going to use? What are the core elements of this approach? You can think of this next part as your essential toolkit, your starter kit for healing. All right, let's look at the toolkit. The absolute foundation is something called Siridhanya Millets. These are 5 specific grains known as positive grains. Then you've got Ambali, which is this amazing fermented probiotic drink. Think of it like a superfood for your gut. Next up are Kashayams. These are customized herbal decoctions, or teas, that are tailored for healing. And you know, even the small details are a big deal here, like drinking water from a mud pot for extra minerals and using pure, traditionally extracted cold-pressed oils. It's the whole package. Okay, so we have the philosophy, we have the tools, but how do you actually put it all together, especially when you're dealing with more than one issue? Well, that's where the plan comes in. Here's the blueprint. So here's our 6-step roadmap. It starts with identifying those root causes. Then we jump into a foundational detox. After that, it's about prioritizing, rotating protocols, sticking to some non-negotiables, and finally keeping a health journal to track everything. Let's break it down. All right, step 1. And this one is huge. It's a mental shift. You have to stop thinking that you're treating like 10 different problems. You're not. You're healing one single interconnected system, your body. And you're doing it by going after those shared root causes we talked about, the gut health, the inflammation. It's a total change in perspective. Step 2 is where we get to the action. It's the great swap. For the first 6 to 8 weeks, you're kicking off a foundational detox. It's really simple, but so powerful. You're getting rid of the bad stuff, polished rice, wheat, refined sugar, processed foods, and you're bringing in the good stuff. We're talking Siridhanya Ambali, those daily Kashayams, and that mineral-rich mud pot water. Out with the old, in with the new. Now for step 3, prioritize. This is so important. When you're dealing with multiple things, you just can't tackle them all at once. It's overwhelming. So the advice is to pick the one condition that's impacting your life the most life-altering one, and start there. So maybe you focus on the diabetes protocol for a solid 6 to 8 weeks before you even start thinking about the protocol for your joint pain. This is how you build real momentum. Okay, so once you've built that momentum, we move to step 4, rotate strategically. So let's say after about 8 weeks on Protocol A, you're starting to feel some real stabilization. That's your cue. You can then transition to Protocol B for your next issue and give that a good 4 to 6 weeks. The key is to give each protocol its own dedicated time to really do its work. No multitasking here. Step 5. These are the non-negotiables.
Think of these as the golden rules that apply all the time, no matter what specific protocol you're focused on. You're always using all 5 Siridhanya millets, you're always drinking only mud pot water and having your Ambali, and on the flip side, you're always avoiding refined sugar, polished rice and wheat, and those nasty refined oils. These are the constants, the bedrock of the entire approach. And finally, step 6. This is where you become your own health detective. Seriously, a simple health journal is one of the most powerful tools you have. You just track what you're eating, the Kashayams you're taking, how your symptoms are changing, good or bad, your sleep, digestion, energy, even your mood. This is how you start to listen to your body and really understand its unique language. It's how you fine-tune the process and make this journey truly yours. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. What's the one big takeaway from all of this? Your final, most important message? It really all boils down to this one simple but life-changing truth. That feeling of juggling a dozen different problems, it starts to fade away when you realize you're not just patching holes anymore. You are systematically rebuilding your body's foundation from the inside out. That is the real path to wellness. When you focus on the root cause and follow a clear plan like this, the journey to wellness stops feeling like a confusing maze. So, the real question isn't just, are you ready to start? It's, are you ready to completely change how you think about healing?